It's Perik. It's in Shishi, Rabbi Prague.
Shishi, okay. Then it's at page 310. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's page 310. Perik Dalet, Pasuk Yotet. Vayomer Hashem el Moshe b'Midyan. You realize what happened in between, yeah? In between, Hashem appeared to him. Hashem appeared to him in the snare. Moshe had the argument. Moshe is going back to Midyan. Vayomer Hashem el Moshe b'Midyan. Yes. דרך שוב מצרים, כי מתו כל האנשים ומבקשים את נפשם. He was convinced already that he has to go. First he is going back to Midyan to say goodbye to his father-in-law. Then let's see the Rashi. Rashi says, which pasuk is that? Rashi pasuk Yotet. מתו כל האנשים, מי הם? Who are the people? דתן ואבירם חיים היו. They were still alive. אלא שירדו מנכסיהם, והעני חשוב כמת. Fine. So as Eli noted, right, Hashem is preventing him. Don't worry about it because they are dead. Otherwise, Hashem is hinting to you, you have no obligation to go. Or maybe you have doubts. Yeah? Why is Hashem telling you to? Moshe is going to save only 2.5 million people. So what? There are 2 people in Egypt that might be threatening to you. You are not obligated to go. This is what the pasuk seems to hint. Yes. The Meshech Chochmah, Sefer Meshech Chochmah, commentary on the Talmud, notes, learns. This is the pshat in the pasuk. So Eli learns. Of course, you are right. Hashem is trying to. It bothers you. Hashem is trying to prevent his fear, but he learns more than that. Perhaps you're not obligated. Let's look in the Gemara and look in the Kesef Mishneh. Why is Hashem telling him to call on Hashem? The people are alive. You're going to save 2.5 million, not 1, not 2, not 1,000, not 10,000.
I would have said more. If a person, they can't do anything without God's allowance anyway. So even if it's saving one person, if God doesn't want them to hurt somebody, He can't hurt them. Okay. So what do I care? I mean, why he's... Why, and if it wasn't 2 million people, it would be...
We're not making the question.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, so even if God tells you to do something, even if it's...
but your question is the same question as Eli. We spoke the other day with Shmuel. Shem is telling Shmuel, go to anoint. So now Shmuel says, Shama Shaul v'Aradani. Hashem tells you to go, but what are you afraid? Please go a second to...
No, we do know the Gemara. I forgot where it says that.
My Pesachim says, "Makom Shkech Hazek Shani."
Right. Yeah.
Daf Ayin Gimel. Look in Sanhedrin. Daf Ayin Gimel Amud Aleph. Sanhedrin Ayin Gimel.
Okay.
Look at Amud Aleph, approximately in the middle of the page. The first word in the line is Ufa. Approximately in the middle of the line, Daf Ayin Gimel Amud Aleph. Let's read carefully the Gemara. Then we see the Kesef Mishneh. Ufa.
Under the charm.
Minayin leroeh et chavero shehu tovea b'nahar. From where are we learning that if you see a human being drowning, or chaya bogarto is being pulled by a predator, or his team by imalav is being attacked by his team, shehu chayav la'atzilo, you must interfere and try to save. Talmud lomar, lo ta'amod al dam re'echa, don't stand by when your friend's blood is being spilled. Listen good now. So this is the pasuk that obligates me to interfere and try to save. Of course, we are going to see the Kesef Mishneh and the Shulchan Aruch. How far am I going? Before, the obligation to interfere and say, Mahacha nafka. Do I need this pasuk? Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. Mehatam nafka. We learn it from a different pasuk. Which pasuk? Avedat gufo minayin. You know this? We know the mitzvah of Shabbat Avedah written in the Chumash in 2 places. Shabbat Avedah normally is the cow, the wallet, any item. Shabbat gufo minayin. How do I know that if a man is lost? You see a man wandering, it's obviously he's lost. You're obligated to stop whatever you do and help him. Talmud Lomar v'hashevoto lo. It is a special pasuk to teach me that I'm obligated to assist and return the man to his destiny. So why do I need a pasuk lo ta'amod al dam re'echa? Why can't you learn it out from the pasuk v'hashevoto lo?
Over here, I'm putting myself in sakana.
Second.
Over there, I'm not.
Good.
No sakana.
We'll come back.
But if I'm going into the ocean and he's drowning,
We'll come back to it. But wait. We'll come back.
There's always a chance. There's a chance of that.
Talmud Omar v'hashavot lo. So again, the pasuk, the question is, the Torah wrote a special pasuk in Hashavat Avedah.
But we learned it, Rabbi Prav. You taught us already that if it's beneath his dignity, so maybe this is beneath his dignity.
It's another Hashavat.
What you are asking is similar to Jimmy's question. We'll see in a minute. Shlomo Kluger, in a minute, I'll show you the Shulchan Aruch in a sec. Come back to about 10-15 minutes.
He doesn't have to find
if the source to obligate me to interfere would be Hashavat Avedah, listen good now, Hava Amina, I would have thought that the obligation is only benafshe. I personally have to hold the person, walk him, bring him back to his place. Aval mitrach umega ragure. Am I obligated to spend money to save him? The rule is by Hashavat Avedah. Let's say I am on my way to an important business meeting that I'm expecting to make $10,000 on. The Avedah is $100. I'm not.
that's not important.
You see the difference between Jimmy.
That was in 1970.
Between Jimmy and me. Jimmy says 10,000 is not money, but for a teacher, no.
Larry, $10,000 doesn't even pay for your parking spot in the city. Come on, tell him.
So the Gemara answers, Hashavat Avedah is up to a point. Listen carefully.
Right.
Every time I'm returning an Avedah and I lost money because of that, he has to pay me first. Yes.
Wow.
So if the loss of money is much more than the value of the Avedah, I'm not obligated. Says the Torah, lo ta'amod. So says the Torah, lo ta'amod al dam re'echa, teaches you have to spend money out of your pocket to save him. So again,
and you can collect, and you cannot collect it back.
Let's see. Jimmy's question is good. So we have 3 points to talk about. Now you have to pay me back or not, we'll see in a minute. And the point of Larry, if it's beneath my dignity. And before that, I'm definitely coming to it, but before that is we're going to see the Kesef Mishneh. How far am I obligated? What happens if there is a trace of sakana if I interfere to save him or not? Yeah, but you realize that the Gemara does not touch, this is the point. The Gemara doesn't touch your point of money. The Gemara doesn't touch a trace of sakana. If you learn from Hashavat Avedah.
So, for instance, if you can't find the person, you have to hold it forever. So there are times when you won't pick up the item because you don't want to put yourself in that position. So you're not obligated. If you see something on the floor, maybe until you pick it up, you're not obligated. Am I correct? Or along those lines, which would not apply to a person. If you see a person drowning.
It's not so.
It's not.
Even if you cannot find the owner right away, it says in the Chumash, not that it says,
I gave him, Rabbi. I gave that.
The Torah says, take it to your house. The Torah says it openly.
Right, but do you have to pick up the item? I'm walking on the street and I see a wallet.
Otherwise, in a minute I'll show you about
once you pick it up.
The halacha is sometimes you see an item that the person definitely will. If you're not picking it up, you're like over, or not to call it alem.
If there's a chance it could be a
So
goy.
let's say the corner, the
No,
guy.
you live in a place that's mostly Jews. No, maybe if I'm walking up 34th Street, I don't have that.
In the corner that I'm playing, someone is already 3 weeks after a scout, and then definitely the guy definitely forgot 3 weeks. Over there, I have no right to figure out why, because someone definitely put it there. If it's definitely an Aveda, if it's an Aveda, you understand what I'm saying? If it's definitely a lost item, it's on the floor, then you have to figure it out.
Okay.
If you suspect that the guy played today, he had the electorate from the leather for weeks and weeks, weeks and weeks. No one picked it up, and someone put it there. No one is losing it. Normally putting. The answer to your question is the Lashon HaGemara is derech hiluach. If someone put it there.
Well, some way that sometimes you have to hold this forever.
No, the Torah, it says in the Torah.
Can I make the reason I asked my question? Hashavat Abichar.
You
You can make it to you. God told you when it's not hurtful to.
You're saying if Hashem tells me to do it.
God's not going to tell you to put yourself in Sakana.
Rabbi, what about Hatzalah? Is somebody, let's say, that they should reimburse Hatzalah. Somebody's leaving his office to go save somebody else. Is that person the person?
Ezra is asking every time Hatzalah comes, and they do what they do so well. Should I pay them as a regular ambulance service? If you call a private ambulance, $600.
They're volunteers.
The point is, since the community
They're raising money for them.
The community,
They're not paying for them, but they're not getting paid.
The community is paying every time they have.
They're signing up, but they don't get money. The money's not going to them. No. They're signing up for the
twice. This is about 8 years ago. Believe it or not, 12:30 at night on the remote highway in upstate New York, I had a flat. Me and my wife. I mean, I know how to change it, but anyway, I called Shomrim. They said, wait 15 minutes.
Wow, they're unbelievable.
Then I offered them $50. Says, I'm not taking any money. Here's an envelope. Then said, give it to me. So send it to them. This is the point. This is an organization funded by the community. So basically, every time there is a collection for Hatzalah, this is what it means. We are paying in advance and we are covering it. This is part of our obligation. Let's look now in the Rambam, when the Rambam brings this halakha.
I think maybe that's the only false organization left, by the way.
Yeah.
Maybe that's some of the flights. No, just say, but that's the only one like.
It's the only one like we've never heard of criticism, maybe.
Right.
I never, Bikur Halim also.
Bikur Halim also, yes.
Bikur Halim, I'm saying Bikur Halim.
Bikur Halim, right. No, you're right. I'm not saying defense. So look at the Rambam, you have the Rambam, we have the same edition. The brown one, open the first book, Sefer Nezikim, we call it Rotzeach.
No, open Rotzeach, but he didn't say what.
It's page 119. Perek Aleph,
Bottom of the page.
Right there.
No, Nezikim. First book.
You listen good to the Rambam.
119. Yodal.
Kol hayachol le'atzil v'lo yitzil. Whoever can save someone in trouble, physical trouble, v'lo yitzil, over, halo ta'amod al dam lechem. Now the Rambam copies the Gemara. Before the Rambam spoke, A is threatening B, you have to interfere. Now he's talking about וכן הרואה את חברו טובע בים. The Rambam copies the case of the Gemara. All his team באים עליו is being attacked by people. או חיה רעה ויכול להציל. Listen good to the Rambam.
I think that's a key word, by the way.
ויכול להציל הוא בעצמו, physically you. או ששכר אחרים להציל, אבל לא יציל. If you see a man being attacked and you have $100 in your pocket, you're afraid to interfere, but you see an Italian passes by, you want $100, stop the fight. It's an obligation.
That didn't change for 40 years ago. Right? Italians still saving you from.
Almost 3 מחשבים עליו רעה. He heard non-Jews or the informers are planning to do so. או תורמים לו פח, Okay, he gives many examples, okay?
How far do you have to put yourself at risk for this, though?
This is what
That's our
we're
question.
going to discuss it soon, yes. So look at the end of the line. If you are not doing it, very clear, this is the pasuk. Remember that the Gemara's question was, why do I need a pasuk lo ta'amod? Why don't you learn from a Shabbat Avodah? And the Gemara told us that Shabbat Avodah says I'm obligated physically. Lo ta'amod adam re'echa says I have to spend money and time. Look now in the Kesef Mishnah on the right.
And I can't ask him back for that
And the
money.
Kesef Mishnah on the left.
You could ask him back for that
No, we
money.
spoke before about it, we're going to speak soon about it. אבל היכול להציל ולא הציל, you see the Rambam? Kesef Mishnah on the left. First he brings the Gemara. Remember, Kesef Mishnah always brings the source. The source Peret Ben Sorer Moreh, which we just read inside. מנין לא רואה את חברו שהוא תובע בנהר, או חייב, או רתו, או ליסטים באים עליו שהוא חייב, תלמוד לומר לא תעמוד אדם רעך. Okay, he copies the Gemara. והמאחה נפקא, מהתם נפקא. אבדת גופו מנין, תלמוד לומר, והשבות לא quotes the Gemara. Why do I need a pasuk לא תעמוד, השבת אבדה? אם התם אבא אמינא, if the pasuk would be השבת אבדה, נמילי בגופי. אבל מיטרח, please turn the page on the top right. Look, next page, page 121, top right. כמה שמונה. Now, Jimmy, your questions and David's question. וכתב הראש, הניצול, the one that was saved, חייב לפרוע למציל, מה שהוציא. The man that was saved has to pay money. He spent money on you. Remember, where does he take it from? Because if the Gemara learns it out from Shabbat Avodah and Shabbat Avodah, if the man had expenses, the man had expenses, you have to charge him, you have to pay you back. Yes?
So close again.
מה שהוציא, listen to this, דאין אדם חייב להציל נפש חברו בממונו. I'm not obligated, yes, to lose the money for you. היכא דאיתלי ממון על הניצול. Only if he has money, doesn't have money. Now, so this is A. So A, remember the case of Mishnah, who is the commentator, and remember?
He's
The case of
Maran.
Mishnah is Maran. So you expect Maran, if you bring it here, to bring it to Shulchan Aruch. To bring it, the minute.
But one question, when he says if the person has money, that means, is he saying I could take him to court? The guy says, I don't want to pay.
It's a good question.
Yeah. When he, can I take the guy to court and say, I spent $10,000
It's a good
to save
question.
him?
What he says, is it a monetary obligation as I borrowed money from you or I called you a debit? Yes, but that's
Just chayav. Chayav
Yeah, but can I take
lefroa.
him to court?
What is
Chayav.
chayav?
Guy says, I don't want to pay, I would have killed myself.
So why is he
I'm
telling me
a
chayav?
cheap guy.
Let's continue a second.
Chayav, it says chayav.
No, if he has the money. No, he said if he has the money. No, he said clearly.
He says chayav.
Yes.
Yes, Lord. I'm not talking about the guy doesn't have, he doesn't
You
have.
have lefroa.
No. My question is after I save him. I tell the guy it cost me $10,000 to get a helicopter to save you. The guy goes, I'm not paying. Can I take the court?
Yeah, the Rosh is saying chayav. What's the Rosh adding that word?
Now let's continue a second. וכתב הגאות מימון, והגאות מימוניות says, עבר עלות תעמוד, this is הגאות מימוניות, ירושלמי מסיק, אפילו להכניס עצמו בספק סכנה.
Wow, that's a חידוש.
But you realize,
ספק סכנה.
remember, so Maran says, כסף בשני זמרן, but ירושלמי, his opinion is, אפילו בספק סכנה. ונראה, שהטעם, מפני שעלה ודאי, he is definitely dying.
ודאי אין ספק.
לא ספק, אין ספק מוציא מדי ודאי, says Maran.
No, you have to put yourself in a ספק.
ספק. Again, if the Kesef Mishneh as a commentator על שולחן ערוך says it, yes, you expect him to say to the
But I
Shulchan
have a
Aruch.
problem with what he just said here.
But he says something.
If it's Vaday Sakana, so both of us are gonna die, I don't help nobody. So what case is this? What case are you giving me that's a Safek? If I'm gonna die for sure, of course not. You don't. Of course not, because you love that.
No. But
So it's a 50-50.
So every case is a Safek then.
So for instance, But Chacham Ovadia was asked.
But that's like, for sure, is you're in danger of, for sure.
Eli, if a guy's drowning in the water, even if there's no the ocean, there's always a safek. He could drag me down. He's dead weight. The person who's drowning is holding on to you. Am I right?
Okay, so as a general rule in halacha, safek means 50-50. If it's 10%, it doesn't count. Every time when I went Friday to make my bush there, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew in advance that I might lose a day or might lose. I know people lost a week because yesterday I felt very weak.
But all I'm saying is a septic sakana is not
No,
50-50.
no, okay.
Septic is
So up to-
maybe in a 50-50
Okay, up to-
situation.
I have a question.
But that sakana is 50-50.
Were you allowed to take the booster?
Oh, yeah?
Vadai
is 100%.
By the way, she was 70.
Okay,
Doctor
all
told
right.
me in the
So
summer
back
twice.
then, Za'anik Shabbat.
Doctor told me twice in
Yeah.
this summer twice. Since my asked doctor from 50 to 70 is still suffer. 60 is still suffer. Because it's never definite. 70 is already, but considered
So first, Robert, so Yerushalmi, sometimes we go with the Yerushalmi, and sometimes we're not posek with Yerushalmi, so.
Depends what the Bible says.
David, this is today's stuff.
So separate question, were you allowed to put yourself, if you knew you were gonna, your Onik Shabbat, you knew it was in jeopardy, maybe you should have gone on a Thursday or
That's
Wednesday?
a question. You see, this is
Ah,
for
like going up
Jimmy.
on a boat.
Jimmy's question.
Like the
I
boat.
thought this,
Because
Am I right?
Jimmy is a businessman. If I would work for Jimmy, I would definitely be doing the week.
I'm not the president of the Flatbush, so it doesn't really affect me.
We do have 8 days, 6 days. It's not the truth.
That's a serious question.
No, it's funny, he's asking. Last week I went to Lakewood for Shabbat, so I missed 1 day of the Daphne. If I would miss this week, I'd be 3 pages behind. So I told him Thursday we're learning Shabbat morning 7:20. Shabbat afternoon 3. Saturday night 9:15.
Wow.
Figured if I'm not coming to teach, I really went in and the guy says to me, "Rabbi, you feel good?" I said, "I feel very weak, but you have to do it."
Rabbi Prague, Rabbi Prague.
In a second, Eli is asking this.
I'm sorry.
I asked for my mouth, and I didn't want to say anything until Jimmy said it, but maybe it should be absolute to say, to take the thing on a Thursday or Friday, just like getting on a boat is absolute because of Yom Shabbat. Maybe it's absolute to take the thing on. Yeah, so maybe you should
I
take.
can tell you one thing, my
vaccine
Shabbat, half hour. It's the first time in my life I see doing Chazarat Hashem.
Wow.
That's how weak you
I
were.
couldn't stand.
Rabbi Prague.
Yes,
You don't
yes.
have come
If
and
we
go,
make-
just go fast and yalla, keep
Yes.
it.
If we make the assumption that the vaccine could save your life, and hypothetically, they would one second, and they can and they would charge you $100 to get the vaccine. Does Yeshiva Flatbush have to pay you back the $100?
I didn't think you would put this.
Why would they have to pay you back?
Because he doesn't have to take it. So Salas the Fushas. The Yeshiva should pay him back. The Yeshiva should pay.
No, he said the Shiva who employs me. The real, theoretically, let's put it in practical terms. Your neighbor tells you, I have to pay $100 for the vaccine. He tells you, I cannot afford it, I'm unemployed. According to our Gemara, assuming that the statistics are correct, you have to pay for it, right?
Right.
And eventually,
Maybe not the booster, but
well, he's right.
No,
Maybe
not the
not.
booster.
I agree with you.
the original
See,
vaccine.
the original double vaccination, yes, and this is
What's the difference between the booster and the regular shot? What's the difference between the booster and the regular shot?
No, it's not.
Okay, so it's a mahloket.
So mahloket
Paul says even the booster. Okay,
Why not?
This is the reason I took it.
I told
I said,
him.
Otherwise, why would you take it?
20% of the kids, of course, are absent. And have told me because my father.
My father doesn't want to take the booster. I told him, he said he checked his antibodies. He has a lot of antibodies. So he's saying that his doctor told him to take it, but he said, I heard a lot of people got the reaction to the booster.
Yeah, but better to get the reaction than the disease.
My doctor is a very conservative doctor.
Wow.
And he said, at your age, you have to take it. And I told him, he said, you have to take it. But
Me
this
too.
is
If he said he had to take it,
No, but you see this, Yes, Rani, please, Rani.
Yeah, why would anybody make a difference between the booster and a regular one? If the booster is necessary, then the first two are necessary. What's the difference?
Rani, the
The
machloket,
question
obviously,
is
the
political or is it
machloket.
medical?
People are worried about the side effects. They're worried about the side effects more than the efficacy.
There is a machloket. Here, Jimmy says that his father checked it, and he says he has a very high number.
By the way, Rabbi, there's antibodies and there's antibodies. Nobody knows for sure which antibodies are the correct ones. In fact, my doctor's thinking about giving me the 4th shot now. So hello.
We're done already.
So listen to this. Jimmy, Jimmy, I'm telling you, kids, a girl was missing 4 days. Says my both parents were double vaccinated and both of them had COVID.
No, I
Yeah.
understand.
No, everybody's getting it.
But the effects are less. The effects are less.
It doesn't matter.
Honey, your son-in-law has a COVID now. Yours,
Salim
Salim. Salim was double vaccinated.
No, he was not vaccinated. He was not vaccinated.
What good
He
is
was
it?
not vaccinated.
Oh, thank God, nobody's, you don't hit that state.
There's no
Even
reason-
people that not getting vaccinated are not dying.
He was not vaccinated.
Not because of the vaccine. It's a weak strand.
No, who knows? Look at that.
I didn't get vaccinated. Then I
It's a
got it.
combination.
Okay, guys,
You're not
listen.
vaccinated?
Listen to
No.
Shulchan Everything.
Nothing. You gotta be crazy. I think, to take it.
You guys are
Crazy.
taking it, not taking it.
I think you're crazy for taking it.
Can you please leave the building?
The building, David, that's
I think you're crazy. You don't know what's in there. You don't know what's going on.
I feel for the shits.
David, don't
Science
go.
says that the vaccine is okay, you can take it.
Rav Chaim, they're not sure. That's a question. That's a question. No, they said Rav Chaim wasn't. They said you saw the video.
Not how they.
I
said the question 69.
I know, if you saw the video, the way they asked, you would have been.
Eli just read the statistic. 69% are getting COVID, but the death rate is only 4%.
Yeah, much lower. The effects are much lower. It's a classic Jewish thing. It's a machloket.
You know what I love? Someone was just saying this morning, we
Well,
had
what's
40-something thousand cases.
The
in
cases
Florida,
are
right?
69%.
In Florida, they have the same amount, right?
By the way,
Over here, we're shut down, so over there, they're not. And it's the same result anyway.
Right.
So why the Hamorim not seeing it?
cases, 4% death. They don't want to see it.
But
This is the point. Of course they don't want
They
to
tell
see.
you we follow statistics and science, but they're shy.
Look a second in Shulchan Aruch now. All the questions that we had is big.
All right.
Remember that we saw that the Kesef Mishnah who wrote the Shulchan Aruch.
Yeah.
This is a classic example. We assume that if the Kesef Mishnah brings the Yerushalmi, you have to put yourself in a safek sakana to say, you should write it in the Shulchan Aruch. Come, listen to Shulchan Aruch. There's one halacha, look inside. הרואה את חברו טובע בים או לפנים, באים עליו יקבל דרבם, או חיה רעה באה עליו ויכול להציל לו בעצמו. He brings all the cases. You have to do it. That does not mention one word. If you have to put your life in sakana or not. Comes the Sma, look at the Sma.
You left it the vague.
Sma is the main commentator on Shulchan Aruch Rosh Mishpat. He's asking the question.
What's the?
Sma, Sefer Mitzvot, Sefer Mitzvot. I'm sorry, Sefer Meirat Denai.
Those earlier.
Yeah.
Much before the
Yeah. ובהגאות מימוניות כתבו בירושלמי מסיק, וצריך אפילו להכניס עצמו בספק סכנה. Listen to this. והרמב"ם והראש והטור לא הביאו בפסקים. על כן...
The Rosh brought it, Rabbi.
You
told me the Rosh did right.
The Rosh said only you have to
Money,
pay back.
but he has to pay you back. That's all he said, he has to pay you back.
ספק סכנה,
Oh, that's
he
how
didn't say. So now comes this man and
But he's
says,
saying it based on the Yerushalmi.
yeah,
He's not making it up.
Oh,
He's telling you it's based on the Yerushalmi.
listen good. Says the Sma, if the Rif, the Rambam and the Rosh, which are the foundation of the Shulchan Aruch writes in the introduction, who am I to decide? If the three majors say yes or no, it's yes. They didn't say yes, it's a no.
You're not one of them.
Now, Jimmy now has a question, it's Yerushalmi. The answer is you have to say that the Bavli disagrees.
Right, yeah, if you don't say it disagrees, then we usually follow the
Correct.
Yerushalmi.
If,
Right, that's
if
how it
no
works.
one disagrees with the Yerushalmi, why shouldn't you follow the Yerushalmi? Our job is now to find where
Where
you
the
see
Bavli that
Yerushalmi.
it disagrees with it.
Yes.
Wow.
I
Well,
mean,
maybe by not saying it, it's all Mistama disagrees with it. No? You
No,
can't say that.
no, but you need the proof.
So how are you gonna find this needle in the haystack?
Open the Gemara, Go back to the Gemara. You hinted it before. Go back to the Gemara. This is a classic example. Remember it clear. If the Rambam is not saying it, he's saying no. You realize?
Right.
No, this is the rule.
Yeah.
Kal vachomer, if the Gemara doesn't say, the answer is no. Otherwise, say it. Yes.
So by not saying it, it's a no.
Let's go to the Gemara. Let's go back to the Gemara. What I'm telling you,
kids, it's a no until I say yes.
What I'm telling you,
The default position is no. The default position is no.
yes.
You know what my kids do? They badger my wife, so she says, I'll think about it. Once she says, I'll think about it, what are you talking about? You gave me hope. You know, but they badger until they get, I think about it as,
So she has to change the definition. I'll think about means get off my case.
I'm not.
No, that just means get off my case.
David, look again, David. That's why I'm giving up.
Yeah, that's what they take it. I'll think about it.
The Gemara's question was, why do I need? Look at the Gemara again. Why do I need pasuk lo ta'amod al dam re'echa to tell me that I am obligated to save? Let's learn it from Shavat Aveda. Gufo minayin. How do I know that you're obligated to save? And obligated means if you're driving your car and you see a man that is obviously lost, you have to stop
your car.
Talmud Lomar v'ashavot lo. The Gemara should have answered, you hinted it before, the Gemara should have answered, if I learn from Shavat Aveda, I'm never obligated to put my life in danger. And if I'm learning from Lo Ta'amod Al Dam Re'echa, I'm obligated to put my life in danger. How come the Gemara didn't answer that? By not answering that, but please showing you that you are not obligated to put your life in danger. Again, the Gemara should have answered, you know why I need Lo Ta'amod Al Dam Re'echa? Because if you would learn from Shavat Aveda, you're never obligated to put your life in any safek danger to return someone's Lord article. This is why the Gemara did not answer it. The Gemara held. So this is the proof that the Bavli disagreed with the Gemara. So now here is the big question. So why did Maran bring it? I mean, Maran knew.
No, why the Kesef bring it?
No, Kesef. Why is the Kesef Mishneh bringing me? This is the rule.
Because over there, he's a commentator.
Good.
Over here, even if he says something in the Bet Yosef, if he doesn't bring it down in the Shulchan Aruch.
But it's a commentator to the Rambam who didn't bring it down. So why commentary?
He's a commentator. He's a different hats. He has different hats.
I understand, but the Rambam himself didn't bring it.
Let me
Your
tell
commentary
you,
on it.
good. This what you're saying is definitely in general correct. But there is another point here. The point is, let me give you an example. You have a cloud. Stam Yeshua.
That's a Chamavadiyas cloud. Not everyone agrees to that.
Shulchan Aruch says, hear this? Shulchan Aruch says, it's okay to make Kiddush al Yain Mevusha. But Yesh Omrim, which is the Rambam, don't. If the halacha is, it's okay. Why do you have to tell them Yesh? He's hinting.
He wants to
He's hinting me if you can. This is what the Kesef Mishneh is doing here. Understand? The Kesef Mishneh says, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not telling you to do it. Because
I'm not telling you to put your life in.
correct. But I'm hinting to you.
Then if you want to, it's okay.
But that might be an Avera. You can't commit suicide.
Telling the guy have Yayin Benisham and putting himself in danger.
It's not a chumrah.
David, we're not talking about
He's probably going to put his life in danger.
we're not talking about 70% sakana. 20%, let's take it in between. 50 is a 50.
What's it if it's your mother-in-law?
But Rabbi, it's not the same as wine. Wine, if I go to Mirushal, I don't hurt anybody. By putting myself into 20% safek, maybe I should. I don't have a. Maybe you're not allowed.
Using it as an example. The guys, without being personal, okay? And the booster, we would not change anyone's mind. If you grew up in a house and you're afraid and everything, you're afraid for the rest of your life and everything, it's the way you grew up. Chacham Ovadia has a tshuva. Should a man give his kidney or not? We're not dealing now with the question, are my obligations, David, to give an organ? Up till now, we spoke about time and money. Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to work, you have a very important meeting. You see a man that really needs help, and you're the only one there, you have to
study.
cancel, do it. Agree. It's money and effort. How about the man needs a kidney? You're a perfect donor. 25 years ago, if your mellow was a perfect mellow, remember today it's easy. Yeah, we have a teacher by us. He was teaching in Ramaz. Everyone in Ramaz, by the way, was checked, and he says he was found. They found someone that can use his mellow. And he was ready. His wife says to him, "But you're married to me."
And I said no.
No. The man said, "You didn't have a problem."
Yeah.
Says, I really believe in today's statistics, that it's paid.
Yeah, but he has no question. If his wife said no, they're not talking.
No. But, and he said also she was pregnant. He didn't want to.
Oh, forget about it.
But the point. Here's the point.
And her father's
See,
spending
here's the
money.
question, David. You're giving the marrow. You definitely it's a discomfort. You feel weak after whatever. It's like they say the same.
But there's no risk tonight for giving him
Guys,
a bone
I'm
marrow.
teaching in a high school that the kids drive BMWs with leather seats. Yes. You go on vacations all over, but when it comes to donating a pint of blood,
They won't do it.
a quarter cannot give it. Say, Rabbi, I'm afraid of the needle. Be'emet, you have to punch the guy, punch him.
My son-in-law faints when
Okay,
they
no.
blood. No.
That's possible.
Those were blood tests.
He faints.
Yeah.
He
It
faints.
used to be me.
David,
That was the other way.
What?
No, I'm just saying, but he faints.
I used to do that.
You
Get moved the other
fainted.
way.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chacham Ovadia wrote the Teshuvah 30 years ago, and he starts at this. Everything we spoke, he speaks about, yes? Am I obligated to give an organ? The Radbaz says, organ, you're definitely not obligated. Are you permitted to give?
Right, that's the goal. You can't
Oh.
obligate a guy to give an organ. You can't obligate him.
So it says that, it says Chacham Ovadia.
He said that's why they gave you two.
It says Chacham Ovadia. It says Chacham Ovadia.
Indy when he had, he spoke for the
Renewal.
He said that's why God gave you two. I don't know.
15.
I don't know if he could really say that.
He said it.
Chacham Ovadia writes in the Chabad Da'at HaKetz. 15 years before me, remember, whenever he wrote the Teshuvah, Rabbi Weiss, who was the chief rabbi of Yerushalayim the Ashkenazi, says no, based on our discussion.
You can't give an organ?
No, wait, it says you're not obligated.
Obligated.
Because it's mamash safek sakana.
There you go.
Says Chacham Ovadia, but today, 15 years later, since the medical world advanced
so
so
much.
much, and the chances of sakana is so little.
You have an obligation to give it something?
It's not
No.
No, you're
obligated.
permitted. He said you're permitted.
Definitely mutar. He recommends it very much.
Mutar.
But that's
No,
not the only
David,
sakana.
David. He recommends it very much.
Highly
That's not
recommended.
the only
Right,
sakana
but
though.
two questions. A,
You know, it's
You
like
might-
politics, we
sakana,
highly
every-
condemn the act of
You
war.
might need it.
sakana of every operation. Guys, look, each one of us, I have a fellow who had Afayomi. He needed a kidney. Remember, he was almost going to dialysis, and his three sons fought. How much?
To give.
To give. Everyone agrees here that Chas v'shalom, your father, your son, whatever. As Jimmy says, your father will get out to show, but
Depends.
Well, if he's 40.
Is it his Amex? Oh, who's Amex? Come to the bottom line.
Rabbi's no bigger sin.
no, but there's no question. In our school, we
I
have,
asked the rabbi for
in our school, we have a teacher, a female. She's a perfect health. She gave her kidney to, and all the cases were.
One question, Rabbi. They tell you anytime you're under anesthesia, anytime, sure, it's a sakana.
Somebody press.
They tell you that.
So
Anesthesia is a
So
sakana.
Chacham Ovadia is discussing this also. Yes, right. Chacham Ovadia says, but since the chances are, remember, chances
I
are,
understand.
okay, it takes everything into account.
Calculations.
Everything is calculations. This is one statistic. Then, when the poskim talk about a woman having cosmetic surgery,
No, that's not, you're not allowed to put yourself in that position.
the
they
question,
tell you.
the first question they discuss is, since you're putting yourself under anesthesia,
Right.
there is, I believe it or
I think
not,
he comes out, no, you shouldn't.
they said if the woman really feels better about her looks,
A single girl. and
Single
then all
girl.
that, yes.
if
The
she's
biggest question is,
65,
let's say, a nose job.
okay,
For a single
No,
girl.
young girls is a
Well,
nose
you
job.
have no idea
No,
what-
no,
no idea what it does to the image of girls, the nose or whatever.
It's what it does to their psyche more than.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
They
the-
have a baby in the nose.
but the reality, but the reality is the reality.
But the truth is, today, Rabbi, more older ladies are having the surgeries than the younger ones. And today, it's mostly the older ones.
So if you read the Teshuvah,
But you just said if it makes yourself feel good. My husband's not looking at me. I don't
I don't think a lady at 75
You'd be
50.
surprised. Rabbi. You'd be surprised. The 75-year-olds, you should see the tucks that they're doing and the lifts that they're doing. No, serious. Look at their faces. They're stretched out like what do you call it?
Rabbi, let's say,
I know, I
a 60-year-old, let's say an older
65-year-old.
man has one kidney and he wants to give it to his son. Otherwise, he's gonna die.
He
He's
has one, two.
He only has one. For whatever reason, he has one.
He's gonna die.
He's
gonna die.
Can he give his life for his child?
No, it's the fact that he
No, of course not.
We learned
Well,
this week,
only
the pregnant
because
lady with
Only because he's willing to do it. That's why I brought the case. Nobody else is willing, but somebody would do it for
Maybe
their
next
child.
week we'll talk, are we the owners of my body or am I the owner or not? It's the basic question. Or my body is a gift to me.
Wow.
You would have to, this is really the basic
It's a
question.
nice.
No, but this
you
is
should
the
do it
basic
next
question. The basic question.
Not here next week, do it in 2 weeks.
No, but the basic question is, but the basic,
I'll do it on Zoom, but I'm saying.
but the basic question is exactly that. The question began, the first one to write on it was observing in the 50s. There's a famous play by Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice. You know the story?
Sure.
A Jew was lending money to an Italian, as it happened. And the agreement was, if you're not paying me, I'm cutting part of your
Oh.
Okay, of course, he never met a Jew and he wanted just to put down the Jews for money. The question is halachic. Can a man sell part of it? Someone offers you $100,000 for the kidney. Real question. Again, $100,000. Is the body your body or not? I mean, if you want to carry it further, I gave my kidney to somebody. The fellow died after 5 years. Do I have the right to say, hey, give it back to my son? Am I the owner or
Did I
not?
lend it to him or did I?
Exactly. If I
Did I lease it to him?
If I was never, no,
Wow, nice.
if I was never the owner of it, of course you cannot ask for it. If it's I'm the owner, I'm giving you money, perhaps you could give it back.
Who told me?
Rabbi, I had a roommate in Boston.
God gave it to you. I can say the same thing. Even if you gave it to me as a loan, I'm responsible.
If you
to
make
return
it a precondition, everyone agrees that every sale you do. If you say precondition, I'm giving it a precondition.
Okay, David.
But you can't give what's not yours.
What?
You can't give what's not yours.
No, but this is the point. The discussion is, maybe God gave it to you to do what's right. So if it's right, if you have perfect two kidneys, the teacher I asked in school was really in perfect shape. She says, why shouldn't I give him?
Rabbi,
Part of the question is, this is the obligation. The obligation is, do with your body whatever is good for you. Yes,
Rabbi,
yes.
I had a roommate in a hospital in Boston. He was a man in his 60s. He had donated a kidney to his daughter when he was younger. And then he got cancer and he's struggling to do the chemotherapy because he only had one kidney, just the way it worked out.
That's a safek.
Yeah, because this is part when
But he didn't know what was going to happen.
Brings that too?
Right. When Chacham Ovadia is discussing, this
You have
is
to
part
worry.
of it. Right. Should I worry? But you see, everything here goes into statistics.
But the odds are very slim.
It's more important. What are the statistics that one of us
If that guy, God forbid, in his family had a history of it, then he's going to take
if
that.
if the family has a history, there's no question it is not permitted. Finished.
You shouldn't do it, yeah.
So am I getting back to
I
this?
know someone in my family that she had chemo and she needed marrow, and two people in the immediate family were donors and happily giving it. The doctor
Yeah,
says,
Rabbi, what's the harm in giving marrow? What's the harm in giving marrow? There's no risk.
The harm of
There's
giving
no,
marriage.
no risk in giving marrow.
No. But if someone in the family had a problem,
But he said, what's the problem of marrow? What's
Oh.
that?
There's no harm in marrow. There's no risk.
father of the woman I'm talking about died from the problem that your sister has now. They
Oh.
told him if your nephews are giving it, then likely you would.
Yeah.
Apparently, Rani, I'm just telling you a fact. The doctor, this is in Israel, in Tel HaShomer, doctors told me we're not taking from your nephew.
Because his marrow may have some genetic problem.
Correct.
But normally,
Marrow-
a healthy
marrow
person
is-
donate marrow. What's the risk?
No. you can't.
So we
There's
get
no
back
risk.
to
It's uncomfortable. That's all.
I give up your life.
when a person's not allowed to commit suicide, obviously.
You're gonna die.
So how come you're allowed now to put yourself in a 20% suffix? It's still, it's not 100% suicide, but you're putting yourself in a 20% suicide.
There is a pasuk, לא תעמוד על דם רעך. Our discussion is exactly how far
Dogs on the farm.
How far are we going?
Yeah, Gila is a good question. puts guys in the
Is
army.
it a numbers game? In other words, okay, you can't save give your life to save one. You can tell me that when a dynamic.
But you hear Eli's question. Eli wants to know, Eli wants to
He lands
know,
on a bomb.
1 to 1, I'm not obligated. How about 1 to 100? In a minute we'll discuss it.
Interesting.
In a minute. So listen carefully now to the Pitchei Tshuva. Pitchei Tshuva is approximately 200 years ago. Listen to Laket, what Ram Ovadia or Yalkut Yosef had read 200 years ago. Listen to this. It's very interesting. The Pitchei, I forgot the name in a minute, I'll tell you in a minute. This is what he says. V'ayem b'tshuvot tzemach tzedek. Listen to this. Shekatav.
What years are these?
Two communities. This is 200 years ago. 1700, 1800. Listen to this. אחד שנהרג בדרך, the person was murdered. ונודע מי הוא הרוצח. We know. The רוצח is on the run. The question is, should the community as a community spend money, hire people to chase him or not? Is it included in not Amod Adam Re'ech? But if you are not doing it,
is he going to kill somebody else?
It's going to happen by others. He said, ויכולים להינקם ממנו אם אחד מקרובי הנרצח יבקש דין עליו, ודאי יש לקוף לקרובו של הנרצח. Says we have to force the relative to hire or to do themselves. So first he says, because the mitzvah of Goel Adam is not only to kill. The mitzvah of Goel Adam is to do whatever you can to take revenge or
avenge the blood. Avenge the murder.
Then he says, this is the tshuva. Listen to the end.
In the Komin Nikmati, it does the same.
So then he says it then. This is what he says it then.
No, but you're saying it. They have to chase this guy, so he won't do it again.
Listen, והנכון, this is the end. שאותם הוצאות היתרים, he says first, there are normal expenses, but let's say normal expenses. You have to hire a private detective, you know, it's a lot of money. It says, הנכון שאותם הוצאות היתרים ייתנו מן הקהל, כדי לגדור הפרצה, שאם חס ושלום לא יהיו נוקמים מן הרוצח, we would not take advantage to stop it, יהיה דמן של בני ברית, חס ושלום הפקר. The murderer was a Gentile. יהיה דמם של בני ברית. Otherwise it says you are basically making הפקר Jewish. וכן, this is a personal note, נהגנו פעמים הרבה, we did it many times, ועשינו עם פרנסי הקהל with the פרנסי, the leaders of the community, שהיו מעמידים גואלים לרדוף אחרי הרוצחים, ואפילו לפעמים שהיינו יודעים שלא נוכל להוציא מכוח אל הפועל.
We can't actually enforce it. We
cannot kill. Basically, what he's telling you, we used to hire people to kill. He says, even if we couldn't, אפילו אחרי היינו מעמידים גואלים לרדוף אותם כדין, כדי שיהיה מפורסם, שאין דמו של בעל הבית הפקר. This is it. Jewish blood, I mean, remember the idea, the original idea, regardless if you agree or disagree with JDL, but this is for most of you, this is the idea. Don't start with the Jew, because if you start with the Jew,
that's the Italian mafia.
My Chavruta, Alav Shalom, for many years was Rabbi Lev. He was 20, 25 years older than me, but he was a very strong man. He was driving once on Avenue J, starting from Boba, and a kid with punks in the back are telling him he should move because they want to pass it. There's no room sometimes. He came to Ocean Avenue by the light. Red light, he stops. He sees in the middle that a guy from the back comes out and he gave him a punch.
Gave Rabbi Lev a
punch. He didn't know who he started with. Rabbi Lev put the car
really?
the brake.
Oh, wow.
He came in and he gave him such a...
Yeah.
So the kid got so scared. He moved to the side. Rabbi Lev picked up his leg and he says, should I break it?
Wow.
Meantime, his girlfriend was there. And a Chinese guy says to him, Rabbi, whatever you do, you deserve. Just let him go this time. Then he told him, this was an Israeli, only Israeli. Please remember, don't ever start with Jews. That's because they look like a Hasidim.
Wow.
But Lev was Israeli?
Yeah, no, but the punk was also Israeli. Because they spoke Hebrew to each other. Just please remember, don't ever.
But Lev had a punk with him.
The punk was in the car behind. אנחנו אמרתי, אל תשכח אף פעם, אל תתחיל עם יהודי, בפרט עם יהודי. No, but this is really what we have, by not doing anything sometimes, or sending a message.
Yeah, that we're passive.
We're passive. Don't
Never
worry
do it
about
again. But look at the system today. They let them go free. It's the same problem. What you're saying is we're saying.
Let's talk
I have a
about.
question. Based on what we're saying here, why do I need a separate mitzvah of Pidyon Shebuim? I already, you told me I have an obligation.
So if you remember, you had in your house, the Israeli fellow that was kidnapped in Israel had to give 400, yes?
Arabs.
400 Arabs to him. Shalit, yes? Now, this is exactly our top. Everyone understands that the father was very wise to put pressure on Netanyahu, but of course the father was 100% wrong, yes?
He put so much pressure.
No, but why was he wrong? Because many of those were captured already again. Many of them are not captured. The answer of Pidyon Shebuim is exactly what you might say. What's the point of paying money? If you're paying money, then do it again.
Right, so how do you answer that question?
So this is why the halakha openly said that if the amount of money they ask is more than the, so to say, the market. At the time of Pidyon Shebuim, it wasn't only Jews. They basically pirates. If the minute it goes up, this is why, this is a historical fact. The
Rudenberg says not to be, not to.
Don't take
me out of his body after he died. After he died, the guy said, I don't care, the guy redeemed his body. That's true. Now let's talk about Eli's question. Is it only 1-on-1 that I'm not obligated? About 1 to 100. So look at the Rambam. Before you take the Rambam now to Ilchot Rotzeach again, but let me first read you the Gemara, and then I'll tell you the parable. Okay, we can do the Rambam first, then I'll read the Gemara. The Rambam is talking about a murderer that was escaped already to an Ir Miklat, okay?
Yeah. But Rabbi Chacham Ovadia, let's say, gave him the okay to return land, not people, right?
Okay,
so that's a claim. If we're going to do it, they'll take, and then, I mean, you could, the concept of not bargaining with terrorists is
it's a very big question.
Obviously, but he said to do it, when he said give back, so I know.
Theoretically speaking, take a regular Israeli, a street cleaner, the Goyim say, give us back the cotton. Theoretically speaking, you give the cotton back. Human life is human life. Now remember, the emotional, so he's asking, how can Chacham Ovadia says you can return land for life?
Because he bought peace for the last 50 years.
No, who says you're allowed? They might take land again.
He's
just
asking,
like you're saying,
Israel, you remember that Begin signed the peace agreement with Saddam? Sadat. Up till today, Israel never.
I know, but Chacham would be okay to that.
No,
I'm just saying, based on what we're saying, where's the line?
I'm sure, where's the line?
His priority was Jewish life, human life, and he saved how much human life has been a war 50 years later.
Where is the line? This is why you need Chacham Ovadia. You have to take into account. I told you that Chacham Ovadia has, and I didn't realize. First, Chacham Ovadia gave it as a speech. I saw it first in Yabia Omer. Before Israel went to Uganda, Chacham Ovadia was called by the Prime Minister Rabin, and he says, we are planning an operation, but the decision is so heavy that we would like to know what is the halakha. He told him, assemble the greatest rabbi that you think. Wow. Took a Rabbi Yashin, he took Rabbi 5 people. Then he gave a lecture in Mosad Rav Kook every year. It used to be very famous. He published it in Masa Ovadia. Then you have it in the 10th volume of.
When did they come out? Those 5?
It comes out. It's mutar. But the question is, if we need to send this 3 times to go through it. Half of the tshuva is what we are discussing. But of course, million.
Even when they bombed Iraq, they went to him also. Right? When they bombed Iraq in '81. Because that was a suicide mission.
Over there was a suicide of few people.
No, I mean, but I'm saying that. No, but when they told them
Uganda was based on his side.
They went pilots. You're going on a suicide mission.
Rabin understood that you need the support.
You know what I'm saying? It's a big
he didn't make it. It says clearly.
I'm not basing my decision on you.
But he needs sometimes the 10%.
It's called cover,
Yes or
Rabbi.
no?
It's called cover.
Okay, the cover.
That's what it is. It's cover. You
Good,
need
good,
cover. If in case it goes wrong,
So you like, let's go to the Rambam, then I'll read the Mishnah, you see a question. Perashat. Go to the Rambam.
Even then, Chama was young then. Even then, he was considered.
But he was already famous. Look a second on Perek Shvi'i. Look at Perek Zayin Ilchot Rotzeach. Perek Zayin. Look at Perek Zayin Ilchot Rotzeach. Sefer Nezikim. It's by you. It's page 127. Let's read the Rambam, then go to the Mishnah. You see a fascinating. Well, 127. 127. Paul, it's Perek Shvi'i. Paul. Halacha Chet. פרק ז' הלכה ח' הגולה, the murderer בשוגג, אינו יוצא מעיר מקלטו לעולם. אפילו, listen to this now, אפילו לדבר מצווה, אוקיי, דבר מצווה. דבר מצווה, the Gemara says, is a witness of the new moon. אוקיי, stay there. או לעדות. בין עדות ממון, he can save someone money, או לעדות נפשות. ואפילו להציל נפש בעדותו.
Why can't they come to him?
אפילו, אוקיי.
Bring the court to him.
רגע, לא חשבתי, הוא עושה נבין. ואפילו להציל נפש בעדותו, או להציל מיד העקום, או מיד הנען. Now he takes all the examples that we learn, that I'm obligated to go out of my way to save someone, או מיד הדלקה מן המפולת, ואפילו כל ישראל צריכים לתשועתו כיואב בן צרויה. His name is יואב בן צרויה, the army needs him. אינו יוצא משם לעולם. Wait.
He was such a hero.
אדמות הכהן הגדול, ואם יצא התיר עצמו לביתה כמו שביער. Here's a classic Rambam. Everything the Rambam wrote till this sentence, straight from the Mishnah. Here, I'm reading the Mishnah.
Until he said Yoav, you're saying.
No.
That's borrowed.
They could the Goel Hadam could change
If you go out, the Goel Hadam can finish. Listen. Where is it here? ואינו יוצא משם, לא לעדות מצווה, I'm reading the Mishnah, word by word. And the Mishnah says, כי יואב בן צרויה, משום שנאמר, אשר נס שמה, שם תהא דירתו, שם תהא מיתתו, שם תהא קבורתו. Now, as you know, the Rambam cannot invent reasons on his own. Here the Rambam is omitting the Mishnah, he gives his own reason. The Mishnah gives us a pasuk. ישב שם עד מות הכהן הגדול, you're stuck there forever. Why is the Rambam giving me it?
No, but he said Ad Mot HaKohen Gadol.
No,
he said that.
But at the end, the last line.
Yeah, because that is the halakha though.
The Rambam is giving me at the end the reason. The
reason
is, if you go out, put your life
you're opening yourself up to
tell me the pasuk. Says the Or Sameach, who is written by the Mesh of Chochmah, listen to what he said. The Rambam was puzzled. The Kuach Nefesh is Doche Shabbat. Who cares about the pasuk? If your name is Yoav ben Tzeruya, if you definitely can save someone's life, wow.
But you don't have to put yourself in sakana.
So, says the Meshach, the Or Sameach, here is another proof that the Babylonian Talmud disagrees with the Yerushalmi.
But c'est vadai sakana, not a fake sakana.
Lama vadai?
No,
how do you know that the Goel Hadam?
No, he's vadai going in. The top
you can defend yourself. You can put a group of.
You want to say that's a fake?
He says that this is another proof that the Babylonian Talmud disagrees with the Yerushalmi, and this is what the Rambam is saying. You are not obligated to put your life in danger.
But you could
save all.
Oh, says Rabbi Cook has a sefer called Mishpat Kohen. Says Rabbi Cook in the sefer Mishpat Kohen, you are not obligated, but you are definitely permitted. The Rambam is not saying asu, yes? The Rambam is saying if you are going out, you're putting your life in danger.
If I know the Goel Hadam has a chair outside the Elim Cloud and he's sitting there with an AK-47, you're allowed to go out?
Everyone agrees, Jimmy, it's Patur there. He's saying potentially Because Be'emet, there is a question. Why don't we arrest the Goel Adam?
Because he has a right. The Torah gave him a right. Who can
We
go
have
against the
no
Torah?
right to block him. You realize that?
Torah said he has
He has the right. Now you can put yourself, surround yourself with
They
bodyguards.
could hire bodyguards to protect them.
Yes, they
That's
would.
what they should do.
And said the Rambam, see, this is the Rambam. Said the Rambam, even though it's a safek, it's a minus. It's a war. The Goel Adam is a Jew. Do you think he's going to kill Yoav and Tzeruya because of personal revenge? Says this is the source why the Rambam does not bring the Yerushalmi.
I said like what you just said now, that if the guy's a Jew and the whole nation is under,
likely,
they're not gonna let one guy, how crazy is he gonna be?
The Jewish nation is in danger.
Who's that guy that killed Prophet and Dubai? Not crazy? All you need is one nut job. I mean, you don't need a lot of them. You need one crazy guy
The
to.
guy happened to be religious.
I didn't say, but you need one crazy guy. What's his name?
His name is in the middle. Tishma.
Goldsmith?
Goldstein is the one that killed him.
Hebron.
Huh?
So listen to this. So this was I just told you.
Yigal Amir.
Yeah.
Yigal Amir. The Pele is Yigal Amir went to a religious high school. Yigal Amir went to Russia to volunteer to bring Jews back to Israel. Yigal Amir is a person that Jimmy and myself would take him as a son-in-law. No. He has all the credentials. You understand?
Checks all the boxes.
Mamash. All the boxes. The man showed. As you said before, you need one screw.
Yeah, one screw loose. And there's plenty of people with more than one screw loose.
You know, and you never know when the screw low, when the screw is becoming loose. Now, hear this. This is what he wrote.
I walk around with a screwdriver.
This is what the Osameach writes in Osameach. Then he wrote commentary on Chumash Meshech Chochmah. If you have the Meshech Chochmah, yesterday's parashat, he began today with the pasuk. Yomer Hashem el Moshe, Lech Shuv Mitzrayim. Ki metu kol ha'anashim. Says the Meshech Chochmah, this pasuk is only in support of the Bavli against the Yerushalmi. Moshe Rabbeinu, even though the likelihood that they might kill you is slim, Hashem tells him to teach us. You're not obligated to put your life in danger.
Should all of Kahal Yisrael. Look at that.
But this is the same as the Mishnah.
You didn't answer Eli's question now. Eli's question was, can a guy kill himself to save his whole platoon?
No.
Based on what we're saying,
Is he obligated? No.
Can he?
So Rav Kook says in Sefer Mishpat Kohen, yes.
From where though? So he's saying there is a numbers game.
No.
For one person, could you save this? Could you
No,
tell yourself?
he said he learns it in the Mishnah because the Mishnah says here, because you're putting your life in danger. Says, but if you volunteer to save others, you're not obligated.
But I answered your question just on, can he jump on the bomb to save one soldier? He said, no, your life is not. When I asked you, the guy gave the guy gave it when his last kid to save somebody.
We never said today it is assumed to jump on the bomb to save one soldier. We learned that you're not obligated. No one.
But I asked you, could the guy give his kidney to save somebody else?
He's not allowed
He has
to.
one kidney. He's gonna die.
This is suicide.
the ones about jumping on the bomb. Oh, maybe the bomb's not gonna go off. What do you say? No, maybe the bomb's not. No, there is a chance the bomb might not go off. So if the guy's taking out his kidney, there's 0% that he's not gonna die.
No, but the bomb, the fact that the bomb might not go off is not the idea.
Kidney, say maybe the bomb won't go off. I'm trying to make a case.
Is it a numbers game? It's either people taught to save 20 people, to save 50 people.
Well,
You have to look back in the Mishpat Kohen.
What about Kol HaMatzil Nefesh Echad Yisrael Kil HaMatzil Olam Arbei?
Asking Kol HaMatzil means by giving your life up or not. Eli wants to know one-on-one. You know for sure that you are. It happened in Israel a few times. The man jumped on the hand grenade. So he gave his life. The famous story in 67 was Chovetz. Famous song. Yeah, this was the story. The guy was helping, assisting an injured guy, and he heard that the bomb is about to land. He covered the man that he died. Then the fellow, it's a famous song. The guy said, when I become the father, I'll name my son after you. I mean, it's a very moving type of thing. This is your question. And he believed, okay,
Well, you could say the same thing with the tank people who went in 73 to get in the tank. They knew they were going to die. I mean, come on. And they saved the whole country.
Wait. So next week we are going to say the Minchat Chinuch says that the rules in a war are different rules.
Ah, okay. It's milchemet mitzvah.
In a milchama, many of the rules. The question is,
Are we in a milchama now anyway? We could be in a milchama anyway.
Bezrat Hashem, we have already a topic for next week. Bezrat Hashem, have a wonderful day.
See you tomorrow.
Shavua tov. Shavua tov. Thank you.
Guys, unless you are really afraid, go to the booster, not because I'm just telling you, I'm in a school that has 743 students. The numbers are going up any way you look at it. In every community, some schools are closed. We are basically following the public school.
Vermont's closed, right?
They're closed.
So Ramaz was 100% vaccine.
Right,
Ramaz. 100%. So it's unbelievable that it's resurging there if they got the 100% vaccine.
Where's the W?
But I wanted to ask you. I mentioned Friday. She says good